Dutch central bank to move its gold from Amsterdam to a former military airbase. Why all of a sudden does a Dutch or the Dutch central bank want to move its gold from wherever it is at now? Why? You've been doing it for years, many years. Isn't it fine? Isn't it normal? Like Ben Bernanke, we store gold, the Fed, for tradition. So isn't it a tradition that you do what you've been doing? All of a sudden you want to move it to a former military base? Let's see what we got here from Zero Hedge. Nearly 2 years after the Netherlands made waves in the gold market when it announced that it had secretly repatriated 122 tons of physical gold from the New York Fed, this morning there was another surprising announcement out of the Dutch Central Bank, which said it was planning to move the country's gold reserves from the center of Amsterdam to land owned by the Defense Ministry near Zeist. According to a statement by the bank, the security measures necessary to guard the gold are a problem for both staff and visitors, and as a result, it would transfer the assets to a safer location. Oh, so that's the reason. The security measures necessary to guard the gold are a problem for both staff and visitors. And this is only right now becoming an issue, huh? You're deciding to do this right now. The end of the Shemitah, beginning or whatever of the Jubilee year for the club, when all hell's about to break loose. And again, I told you, you may have heard it here first, maybe. I don't think there's going to be a major market collapse until after the elections. Because if it happens before the elections, Trump wins hands down. So it'll be interesting. Well, can they keep it together? Of course they can. They can do whatever they want. Push of a button. I was looking at a chart not a few days ago. This is more like last week. And someone mentioned it like, hey, look at the precious, I don't know if it was gold or silver. It might have been silver. Look at the precious metals chart. And I looked at it, and the first thing I thought was someone flipping me a bird. With these two fingers bent. Excuse me. That's an interesting sign. And then a couple days later, so we have a big FU on the screen as far as the chart's concerned, and a few days later they knock it down over $1. Coincidence. The aim is to move the gold to the new location, Camp New Amsterdam, at the beginning of... Wait a minute. Whoa. This shouldn't be news. Shouldn't even be newsworthy right now. This doesn't make sense to me right now. The aim is to move the gold to the new location, Camp New Amsterdam, at the beginning of 2022. 2016, almost 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 5 years. So why now? It might be possible. Again, this transition out of the dollar-based crap, and which also means the two places gold is stored, London and the New York Fed. It's a transition to get away from that slowly but surely. And other central bankers, part of the club, we can't just pull it all at once. They don't want us to do that, so we're going to start making moves and decisions to deal with this now. Because in the future, as in, yes, years away, in the future, precious metals apparently are going to hold become a really big part of society on planet Earth, I think. Maybe that's why they're doing it and getting it in gear now. Maybe that's why Germany 2-3 years ago said, hey, we'd like our gold back now. And their response was, we'll see in 7 years. And it was supposed to start in 2015 or 16. Remember, they were supposed to get back, and then 1 month goes by. They're supposed to get a whole bunch of tonnage, and we gave them like 5 tons. Should be 50 tons, you got 5. Remember that one? Well, 7 years, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's the same year. Can't remember the exact year that was supposed to happen, though. Was it 2014 or 15? Anyways, let's continue, shall we? The new complex, dubbed the Cash Center, will also be used to sort and distribute banknotes and to hunt for fake cash. Really? According to official data, some 189 tons of gold are stored in Amsterdam, but the bank has total reserves of 612 tons. In order to spread the risk, Dutch gold is also held in central banks in, guess where I just said, New York, Ottawa, and London. Camp New Amsterdam is also, or not is, but also known as Soesterberg Air Base, was a Royal Netherlands Air Force military air base located in Soesterberg, 14 kilometers northeast of Utrecht. It was first established as an airfield in 1911, and in 1913 the Dutch Army bought the field and established the Army Aviation Division. For almost 40 years, United States Air Force facilities at Soesterberg, named Camp New Amsterdam, was a major frontline air base during the Cold War. The base was closed on December 31st, 2008 due to budget cuts in the Dutch Army. The air base ceased flying operations on 12th of November 2008 when the command was transferred from the Dutch Air Force to Dutch Defense, who will take care of the base until it will be given back to nature. The last fighter ever to depart, delayed due to bad weather, was a Greek F-4E Phantom II. The former U.S. Air Force part stays in military hands and will now officially be called Camp New Amsterdam. Aside from the greater security, the central bank says that Camp New Amsterdam is one of the sites of the Royal Netherlands Marechaussee. They play a key role in the Netherlands in securing cash transports by the Netherlands Bank. A quick look at the map of the facility may explain the above. With an airfield at the location, the newly moved gold can be promptly loaded up on a plane and transferred to other locations at a moment's notice. A map of the airbase is shown below. That is interesting. That is very interesting. So what if the club is getting ready, right? What if the club is getting ready so that it's already at the airbase? You or I, had we lived in that, we're citizens of the Netherlands, would never even know, they just took out 150 tons to move to somewhere else. You would never even know it. So is that why they're doing this? Because the club has some plans for the Netherlands gold. Don't know. Well, this is interesting. Why is my face on this Google map on this website? Anyways. Below is the official statement, yada, yada, yada. The new cash center will have several functions. Firstly, it will have a banknote sorting and distribution unit. Cash transport will be in the future, and they will originate from Camp New Amsterdam to supply professional cash handlers with banknotes and coins. Secondly, it will house the National Analysis Center for the registration and analysis of counterfeits and a European test center for research into the sustainable use of banknotes. And finally, it will be the site of storing gold, banknotes, and coins. So hold on. It will house the National Analysis Center for the registration and analysis of counterfeits in a European test center for research into the same sustainable use of banknotes. In other words, these paper dollars, we need to do some research. What's the sustainability of paper cash? What are they trying to... Well, we did our studies back. We concluded our study. What'd you find? We should probably go to a digital currency. Furthermore, maybe a one world currency. That way we can't have floating rates and dollar index, basket of currency, devalue, revalue. We just have one currency. Study from last couple years, let's say, we've decided that banknotes, that old relic, don't need them anymore. One way or the other, I find that anywhere where a plane can take off, You're storing your gold there? Probably not the greatest thing, because let me go here with you. Has war ever broken out on this planet? I don't want to sound crazy. Has war ever broken out anywhere on this planet? Yes, we know the answer. Has said war or wars involved some pretty big countries, military power? And has it happened more than once? Yes, and yes. Okay. Bad guys come in, the enemy comes in. Oh, we can land, we can take over their airport down there. It used to be an old military base. We're going to land there. Oh, and by the way, guys, we don't have to even go anywhere. Don't even worry about bringing the tanks and the artillery. We don't need that. They got their gold stored right where we're going to be landing. So we're going to go down, we're going to land, we're going to take that gold, get in the plane and leave. Do you think it's a good idea to have gold at an airport, any kind of airport, military or not? Don't you need it like deep in the heart of your country? The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Netherlands. Or Texas. You could fill in the blank if you want. Don't you need strategic places to put it? Why would this even be a news story? Oh, we're going to be moving our gold to a former military base. There's a huge countries of concern. A huge, massive landing strip. You land, you get off, you steal the gold, and you leave. And then the poor people of Netherlands are going to say, oh, breaking news, what happened? Last night there was a skeleton crew at the old military base, and some planes of unknown descent landed, hijacked the people there, held them hostage, took the gold, and left. We don't know who it was. Right. Well, I mean, you could see some stories come from this, but again, you wouldn't. Why would you advertise that? Why are you advertising this? Oh, we're going to move it to an old air base. You can Google Earth it. You can see exactly. Oh, that's where that's it. Okay, we know exactly where the gold is going to be. Not only that, you've got two major highways right there next to it. I mean, talk about a flashing sign, open for business for thieves. What is going on here? Doesn't make any sense. Take care.